What's going on, tech nerds? Hey, I'm back with another video for you today. Now, today I have something very unique, maybe not unique to everybody, but maybe unique to some. Now, I know you're looking down at this table and you see this phone and it's lit up in the back. You automatically say, oh, that's a nothing phone. No, it's not a nothing phone. It's actually the knockoff nothing phone. What I mean by that, it's the Unihertz Luna cell phone. Is very, very similar to that of the Nothing phone. Now, it's not a carbon copy, but it's definitely very, very similar. Now, the configuration of the lights on the back are definitely different than that of the Nothing phone. And also, as you can see, there is 3 cameras on the back, unlike the Nothing phone, which is only 2 cameras. So those are 2 differences right off the bat. And another difference is, as you can see, all the borders around this whole back of this phone actually lights up. That doesn't happen with the Nothing phone. It only lights up in the center with the lights, positioned inside the back of the frame, but not all around the edges. Okay, so it's definitely a knockoff, but there is some differences. Now, this is just my first impressions of this device. This is not a review. I'm going to do my full review probably in about a week or so. But let me just give you my first impressions. Now, let's look at the box. Now, you could already see by the size of this box that something's inside this box. And I know many of you that watch these videos on a regular, and not just mine, but many other reviewers know what's already in this box that's not in most boxes in the United States. And I'm talking about Apple, Google, and Samsung. So let's open up the box. Let's see what you get. Now, so it is a nice silver box. I do like it. And, I'm like Flossie Carter. Presentation does matter. When you get something brand new, you want a nice presentation. You don't want somebody just throw a cable in there and just give you the phone and nothing else. No, you want something for the money that you're spending. And I know for me, that's what I want, because, it's getting rough out here, you know what I'm saying? And people are not trying to spend a bunch of money and get absolutely nothing in return. So when we open this up, you got your SIM ejection tool. And look at here. We actually got a screen protector in here. Screen protector. And you got your paperwork. So right off, they're already beating Apple, Samsung, and Google by giving you a screen protector. And also, by the way, there's a screen protector already installed on the device as well. So that's already a leg up. Look at what else we have here, something that you don't get from them companies. You actually got a case. Now, this is the only thing that I expect for them other phones to give us. It don't have to be no expensive case. Just give us a case. Give us a way to protect our device until we upgrade it to a different case. But it's better than getting nothing. Now, keep in mind, this is a $300 phone. And you're already getting the 2 screen protectors and a case. And you got these $1,200 devices and $1,800 devices that won't even give you nothing in the box except a charging cable. And what good is a charging cable if you don't have a brick to charge your device? Also, you got a charging cable right here. This is 18 watts charging. And you actually have the charging brick in the dang on box. Unlike Samsung, Google, and Apple, which gives you nothing but a charging cable. No case, no screen protector, no nothing. So already with the Unihertz Luna, you are winning. Okay? You are straight up winning. Keep in mind, $300 device. $300. And the presentation at $300 is better than that of these other companies that's charging you thousands of dollars. At least they giving you something. All right. So let me give you the specs of this device. Now, this device was released this year. couple of months ago. So it's new. It's new to the market. Now, it only works with T-Mobile and Verizon, just so you know, and it's only 4G, so it's not 5G capable for those of you that matters to. Now, that don't matter to me, honestly. 4G or 5G don't matter. I was fine with 4G for years. 5G don't matter. Most of my downloads and things I do of that sort, I do home on my Wi-Fi. So that's not a big deal. Maybe big deal for some of you out there, but definitely not for me. Now, the only two colors that they have available is white and black, and I currently have the white variant. Now, this phone has a metal and glass body. It has panda glass on the front and the back. Now, I don't know what panda glass is, but that's what it has. But when you start looking around this device, you got the metal rails on the side. You got your power button. You got your volume rockers right here. I love the button placement. Up top, you have a microphone. You have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And you know what's beside it? An IR blaster. Yes, an IR blaster on a $300 device. And you mean to tell me Samsung that's charging $1,200 can't put an IR blaster on their device? It's ridiculous. So a headphone jack and an IR blaster. I like that. Over on the sides here, you have two shortcut settings. Basically, you can push these buttons to open up whatever app you want. I have it set for YouTube, and I got it set for my Google Assistant. So I like that. And down at the bottom, you have one down-firing speaker, USB Type-C port, and you have dual SIM slots. Dual SIM slots. Now, when I look at this, besides the lights, this design reminds me of the iPhone, because that's exactly the way these cameras are fixed. Looks exactly like an iPhone, except that it has a transparent back and has LED lights. And also, just based on how square and flat, because it has a flat display, it feels and looks like an iPhone. Now, clearly it's not. iPhone has a superior display and a superior build. But I will say about this thing feels very, very premium. And it's a big, heavy beast at 300 grams. So it's heavy. So if you don't really like heavy phones like that, you don't want to mess with this device. It's heavy, I'm telling you. It's probably the heaviest device that I have. And I thought my ROG 5 was heavy. No, this is heavy and it's thick. See, I love the build quality on this because it feels like a tank. so I love it. I love the thickness. I love the heft. I love it. But I know everybody don't like heavy phones, but I like it. All right. And you got your one-handed mode. All right. So let me finish with these specs for you. So you're getting, now, fortunately, no always-on display. Now, that's a big disappointment because we know that the Nothing phone does have an always-on display. So that's a big disappointment for me, but it doesn't have it. So it is what it is. However, you are getting face unlock. You're getting a side-mounted fingerprint sensor right here that's built into the power button. So it's the same thing. And a lot of people out there like side-mounted fingerprint sensors. I prefer in-display fingerprint sensors, but there's people out there that like the side-mounted. All right, and with the display, of course, you're dealing with a 6.81-inch display. 6.81-inch 1080p Full HD IPS LED display with a pixel density of 385. Now, I don't know what the nits are on this, but it's not really high, so this phone doesn't get super bright. It gets okay bright. I can't even say adequately bright. I'll say okay bright. And I don't like LED IPS displays, honestly. I prefer AMOLED. That's also a leg up for the Nothing phone because that has an OLED display. But the display is not terrible on here. It's not bad, you know. It just doesn't get super bright, but it's nice. Okay, I'll say that. All right, you're getting 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal storage, no micro SD card slot, so no expandable memory on here. No dual stereo speakers, which is a disappointment. The Nothing phone does have dual stereo speakers. A 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which is good. Has a big giant battery in here. So, if you're the type of person that uses their phone real hard, you don't have to worry about running out of battery. Also, there's no wireless charging. That's another disappointment for me. Not to everybody. Everybody don't care about wireless charging, but I use wireless charging all the time. And the Nothing phone does have wireless charging and reverse wireless charging. So the next thing is no reverse wireless charging either. Now, you do get 18-watt wired charging, which is really, really slow for a battery this size, 18 watts. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the Nothing phone has a 33-watt wired charging. So that's another leg up on the Nothing phone. All right. Now you get an FM radio, NFC, so you can make payments on here through Google Wallet. Bluetooth 5.2, Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, it's still on Android 12. I don't know when it's going to get Android 13. And with the processor, you got the MediaTek Helio G99 MT6789. So you know what you're dealing with here is a budget chip. All right, now with the cameras, you're getting a 108 megapixel wide main camera, a 20 megapixel ultra wide night vision camera, and a 2 megapixel macro lens. Now, video shoots at 1080p at 30 frames per second, so no 1080p at 60 and no 4K. With the front-facing camera, you see it's over here in the corner, which some people like. I don't like it. I prefer to have it centered, but, it's not centered. 32 megapixel wide front camera shoots video at 1080p at 30 frames per second. And I'll say before, and I'll say it again, no 1080p at 60 on either side, the front or the rear cameras, and no 4K either on the front or the back. Now, that's not going to be a big deal for everybody, especially at this price point. This phone is only $300. Now, with the Nothing phone, I looked it up on eBay, and I looked up prices for it on Amazon, and all the prices I've seen were over $400, some over $500. Now, I don't know why that phone is still that expensive, but it is. Now, this is an alternative if you want. These are, these LED lights, and you love, these three cameras, the build quality, the display, the battery life. This is something you may want to consider if you want to pay $100 less. This is the way to go, because like I said, the Nothing phone is better in some areas. Like I said, it has always on display. It has wireless charging. It has faster wired charging. It has reverse wireless charging. It has dual stereo speakers. It has always on display. It doesn't have a headphone jack, and it doesn't have an IR blaster, but that's not going to matter to most people probably. You're going to want all the other stuff that comes with that phone. But this phone is bigger at 6.8. I believe the Nothing phone is 6.5 inches. So this is a bigger device, and it definitely has a bigger battery. I believe the Nothing phone has a 4,500 milliamp hour battery. This is a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. And you're getting a charging brick, which I don't believe you get with the Nothing phone. You don't even get a charging brick, and you're getting a case and 2 screen protectors. Screen protector is already on the phone, and one comes in the box. So there are some advantages to this device over the Nothing phone. But of course, the Nothing phone has some advantages over this device as well. So basically, I'm going to be honest, I'll say I am impressed with this phone. I like the look of it, not because it looks like an iPhone, because I'm not an iPhone person, but I like the look. I love the LED lights. I love the build quality. That's probably my favorite thing about this, is the build quality and the fact that it has a completely flat display. No curves at all. None. It's just completely flat. And I know some people love a completely flat display. I love it. And when you swipe to the side, you got your Google feed. For those of you that like to, look at your Google feed. Now, right here, I'm using, I don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm using the launcher that came with the phone, but I normally don't. I usually use Nova Launcher. So I'm just trying to show you what it looks like with the regular launcher. As you can see, the icons are so much bigger. Okay, and you got your Google feed. But since I don't use the regular launcher on a regular, I'm going to go back to Nova, which I like. I prefer that look a lot better. So let's go back here, go to Nova launcher. This is my look. See, this is the way I want my setup. Just like this. And when I swipe to the left, all you can see is the display. You can just enjoy the wallpapers. This is what I prefer right here. This is the way I want it. And I want non-stop scrolling left to right. This is the way I like my phone to look. So my first impressions, I am impressed with this phone. I'll give you a full review in about a week or so to let you know how the cameras are, because I'm really curious how the cameras perform at night and in the day. And, I'll go over the overall performance and a few of the special features that is on this phone as well. So I hope you guys are staying safe and staying well. This is my first impressions of the Unihertz Luna. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Y'all stay safe and be good to each other. Peace.